highlights in his hair. He just seems like the type who might do it. So, I didn't want her. Oh.
You forced me to do it. What am I supposed to do?
She made me do it. She was talking about getting rid of... She was talking about getting rid of the baby.
That's it. I didn't have a choice.
The baby still dies when you shoot them in the stomach, you idiots. Technically, the dude committed the abortion, really.
Well, that for me, that's what says it all. He created the abortion. He's the one who should be getting charged. If you're going to charge him for anything, you charge him for that because that's a guaranteed open shut case.
At least up here, you'd get a fine for having the gun not properly stored.
Yeah, exactly. In Canada, you're supposed to throw instead of using the gun, you're supposed to throw the box that it's in at people.
Yeah, exactly. But at least she probably wouldn't miscarry if she got that thrown at her. This is just going to a degree that is going... I can't even imagine where we're going to be in a year because of this fucking law. I haven't heard of any more states jumping on board with it yet, thank God.
Not yet.
Well, no, don't thank God. That's part of the problem. It's getting frightening. I'm frightened by stories like this because it's turning people against each other to a level where it's going to get violent. That's the only solution is violence when it comes to this kind of thing. Someone's going to get stupid and someone else is going to get mad about it and something's going to get blown up and a lot of people are going to die over this. I promise you. There's some big thing happens. A father or a relative is going to shoot a woman because she talks about abortion. That happens. I know this happens. And then a large group of people is going to die until this law is changed. That's not a threat. I'm not saying I'm planning something. I'm just saying this is going to happen in America. Because that's what always happens. Some Olympic stadium gets blown up and a whole bunch of people die that didn't have to. Because one idiotic governor has one idiotic thing against an abortion. And why? Again, it doesn't affect you. And it's not...
No.
God
I'll
damn it.
guarantee you, again, all these fucking people that are creating these laws, anytime any politician creates a law that makes no sense like this, anti-gay laws, anti-abortion laws, any person does it, guarantee you they have been involved in some of that in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Anti-gay laws, they're all gay, they're all closet homosexuals.
Yep.
Anti-abortion ones, they've all paid to have somebody have an abortion. It's just...
Guaranteed. Well, look at Trump. He's had like 19 of them. Not him personally.
Yeah. No, but he's been responsible for a bunch of them.
Yeah, probably from a bunch of his trans friends.
Yeah.
How
fucking real.
how do they think they can legislate something they don't even understand? If you think that men can have babies, maybe you should start figuring that out before you start legislating abortion.
I can't even crack a bad joke about it because it's
No.
just so terrifying that these are the people that are running these countries. I just don't understand it.
Well,
Wow.
running the country for half the year.
Yeah, well, that's the only upside right now. Is at least they're not running it for the full fucking 12 months. Now it's only for 7 months.
I'm scared.
Oh,
People think it's the worst that can happen is Muslims or Chinese take over one of our countries. I think it's the best fucking thing that could happen at this point. Because look at what good white Christians are doing to it.
right?
Um,
That's just it. That's the insane thing. Like, you're worried about terrorism. You're worried about immigrants, but yet look at what the rich white man is doing.
You know what? If you're charging a woman who got victimized, you're charging her with a bullshit crime. That to me is terrorism.
Yeah. And it's domestic terrorism. It's pretty much the definition of it. Causing fear and panic for their own personal gain. No, fuck you. Prick.
This is to the point where we have to take it further. We have to just teach people not to have sex. Imagine if men did get pregnant.
Oh.
If it was men who got pregnant, no one on the planet would ever have sex again.
Yeah, no, that it would stop pretty much instantly.
Sex would stop if we thought for a second we might get pregnant from doing it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't happen, and then this wouldn't be a problem.
That'd be it. That'd be it.
And I guarantee there'd be more. If men got pregnant, there'd be more abortion booths than phone booths out on the streets.
Oh, they would be everywhere. Everywhere. Swap in a fucking quarter, bam, there it is, you're done, walk back in.
Right between the ATM and the liquor store is the abortion mart.
That's right.
Oh my god, what a fucking ridiculous... you killed me. I don't even know what to say now.
All I gotta say is all you motherfucking people that turn around and you worry about everybody's feelings. You think that words are more painful and more damaging than action. This is what you fucking stitches are fucking creating. Every one of you fucking dogan-faced, cocksucking fucking moron caused this. All of you. Every one of you that turned around and that says, oh, words hurt, you're the fucking problem. You started this whole fucking bullshit by this fucking everybody wins an award. There's no getting in trouble for anything. Everything is everybody else's fucking fault. No. You created this. Because of this, you forced extremists that are in charge in the fucking corner, and they're lashing out, making their own stupid fucking laws. And you're all fucking part of it. You're all fucking supporting it. Because this is the thing, like Eric mentioned earlier, this is the shit that militias are supposed to be against. This is why militias are supposed to exist. When that law in Alabama happened, there should have been a wide range of mass fucking murder of every one of the people that supported that fucking bill.
You know what's going to happen here, kids? Let me give you a news flash, because if you don't know what's going to happen, is that every woman that's afraid of jail is going to kill herself. And you're going to lose 2 lives instead of the one non-life that you're protecting. She's going to kill herself, and then the baby's going to die with her. That's what's going to happen, because these women are scared of being persecuted for what they've done. When what did they do? An accidental pregnancy, or maybe not even an accidental pregnancy, but some reason that this baby is going to be bad for them, and they're going to end their life. That's happening too. A guy's going to shoot his daughter, and a daughter's going to kill herself because she found out she's pregnant and can't go to jail.
An honor fucking killing.
Yeah, that's the evil thing, that those evil ones that we don't want in our country that do those horrible honor killings. Guess what you just wrote into law?
That's right. You just voted that into law, you fucking moron. The whole group of you. Anybody who sits there and says, you know what, I'm against this, so therefore we should turn around and make the most extreme law against it, you are a problem. You're not a solution, you're a problem. You're creating a massive issue that doesn't need to be created. You're a fucking idiot. You're a waste of space and sperm, and I will say it openly, you should have been fucking aborted.
This is where the divide between government and the people who are supposed to be running the government, because in case people have forgotten, they work for us, not the other way around. But it's become to that point where they've gotten the power to manipulate us into these situations where we feel helpless, and that's what they want. They want us to feel helpless, so they can perpetuate these idiotic policies, and then when we start questioning them, they extend their vacation to 5 months. So for those 5 months, they don't have to fucking answer to us. And then a new Fast and the Furious movie comes out when they come back in, and then we forget all about what we were going to ask them.
Yep.
So this is technically all Vin Diesel's fault.
And The Rock.
And The Rock. Oh yeah, I forgot The Rock was in one now too.
That show was real. Those movies were really starting to fall apart. Then he fucking joined, and all of a sudden it became awesome.
Oh yeah, because they were a powerhouse of literature and philosophy to begin with. And then
oh yeah, absolutely.
Now in part 27, they started losing it a little bit. Rock came out and saved the 28th one. Thank you, Rock. Because man, they went way off course there for a while. They steal cars and then they drive them. And that's it. 27 fucking movies about the exact same thing. And it's even the same characters. They don't even hide behind it. It's like, are you the same bad guy from the last movie? Yep, totally. Doing the exact same thing. Fucking 10 times in a row. And everyone was a record breaker at the theater. This is where our minds are at now. They released the same fucking movie 10 times. They even released one of them twice. It was just a complete remake of another one of the fucking 10. With the same actors. And people went, and it broke records. You already saw this movie. It came out 2 sequels before this one. Oh my god.
Yep. And now they got the spin-off, which is Hobbs and Shaw.
Well, thank God, because you need to start explaining the side characters in these things. You can't just... Oh my...
Jason Statham needed a role. He had to be a part of this, so they had to bring him in.
Oh, of course, because he hasn't done that role always.
Never. No, never.
The guy has said 4... He's in how many movies is Jason Statham in? 130 movies. He's said 9 words in any of them, and he just drives fast. That's all he does. He's the biggest non-actor I've ever seen in anything. He does nothing. He did the Transporter, and then all of a sudden he was an action hero, and he got to be in the fucking the Stallone thing. What the fuck was it? Expendables. Why is he an expendable?
Because he did the movie Crank, and he walked around with a heart on.
That just goes. It just goes in line with the people who vote for Alabama lawmakers are the same people that watch these fucking movies. I haven't seen a movie in about a new movie. The last new movie I saw was 21 Jump Street. And that's true. That's just a real thing. Because they're all there's nothing new. It's either a remake or a fucking Fast and the Furious sequel. That's all they release anymore. Or a Pirate of the Caribbean movie pops up every 12 minutes.
Somebody posted a picture of a movie theater sign advertising the next movie. Every single one of these movies were all done. It was like being back in the 90s. You had like Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
In Toy Story, you had, I can't even think of the names, I can't even think of the other 3, but there's 4 movies. Every one of them, they're all just movies that came out in the fucking 90s that they're just redoing again.
We don't need Toy Story 4. We didn't need Toy Story 3. And I'm a big Toy Story fan. I loved the first 2. I thought they were great. We didn't need 3 and 4.
No.
But people will go and they will break records, and it's retarded. And they'll be the same, because what do you do after 3, really?
You do what they did. You bring in Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, of course.
To save the day.
The only natural progression now, there's going to be a movie that comes out, and it's going to be Vin Diesel and Jack Sparrow fucking racing cars.
And pirate ships.
Yeah, it's going to be cars versus... It's going to be him and his fucking Monte Carlo against Jack Sparrow in the Black Pearl, and they're going to race for pink slips. And somehow Jason Statham's going to fuck up the whole thing, and
he'll show up in a tank and fuck it all up.
And then the shitty new Bond flies in and rescues them all. Whoever the shitty... Oh, and yeah, Tom Cruise will pop up. It'll be Mission Impossible 28. He'll have to stop Jason Statham.
Yeah,
And then he'll fly the Black Pearl into the moon, and the moon will explode and spell the end. And Jason will appear and kill Tom Cruise right there. That's how Tom Cruise dies. Because that's the only thing that can kill Tom Cruise. People don't know that. That's why he's 50, but he looks 22. It's because only Jason can kill him.
That's right.
And he can only kill him by stabbing him through the heart with the rock.
Man, that would leave a big fucking hole. Oh, God, I weep for the world. I really want to be here to hit.
Yeah, you know what? I just hope it goes straight for my fucking head at this point.
Yeah, I want to be the guy that hits ground fucking zero on that one. That would be fine with that.
I genuinely think Gordon and I can offer some real, honest solutions to problems. And if you listen to us, some things would get better. But if the problems you create are so fucking absurd that real answers can't do anything about them, then this show is not going to be effective anymore. This is just Everything we talked about tonight is real. Remember that when you listen